So this video is all about removing friction to enable us to get things done. There's a bit of background. At the start of April, I needed to get my fitness back. So given these lockdown rules, I thought I'd get myself out for a run. So I had these grand plans of documenting the journey, showing me going from these humble beginnings through to this elite athlete at the end of the process. And as a result, I filmed this little bit of video. So I've just completed my first run of this little journey I'm going on, trying to get myself back to decent shape. It's been too long now. I'm not gonna lie, that's really hurt me. My legs, I just noticed it in my leg strength was really poor. My Achilles were really tight. Noticed it in my groin, just everywhere in my legs. It wasn't a flat course, there was uphills and downhills, and that probably hasn't helped, but I used to be able to do 5k off the, straight off the couch, no problem at all. But that hurt. Well, as you can tell, I didn't enjoy it. In fact, I hated it. And more importantly, I didn't run again for 10 days after, so obviously it put a bit of a spanner in the works for my Get Fit campaign. So I thought about it for a while, and the answer was pretty clear. It was to never run again. But that wasn't an option, so I thought, great, I need to think about this. What's the problem I've got here? Well, I was trying to go from 0 to 60 in one big step. The barrier was too hard and it was too soon, and it really put a halt in my progress. And I came across this phrase, friction. It's all about friction. So what is it? Well, in this context, it's anything which prevents or reduces the chance of success. Friction can come in many different forms. It could be to do with our state of mind. It could be a kind of physical barrier, it could be a geographical or a time or opportunity, or it could even be financial. But all of these things are limiting factors in enabling us to help us reach our goals. So what can we do about it? Well, first of all, we can map out the behaviours. In my case, I went for a run and then didn't do anything again for 10 days. That's a pretty clear indicator of things that aren't working very well. Step 2 is to identify the points of friction. For me, this was doing a 5k off the couch, plus I was a bit over ambitious with my pace and my fitness level, and I pushed myself a little bit too hard, thinking back to what I used to be able to do, and thought that I could just step back into it, no problem, and that clearly wasn't the case for me. Step 3 is to ask, how can I remove or alter these? Again, for me, it was a simple solution. In order to build the habit of going out for a run, I needed to get out more than once every 10 days. So I chose to reduce the distance from 5k to 3k, and it was kind of a bit of an experiment really. I wanted to know if it would not only allow me to physically do the run again, but also whether I had some increased motivation to want to get out and do a run again. Anyway, this is what happened. So I just finished my first 3k run of this habit forming experiment that I'm doing, and in comparison to the day when I ran 5k and I'd not done anything in a long while, I feel an awful lot better. In fact, I feel 10 times better. My legs feel good. My cardiovascular system, so my breathing rate, my heart rate, they all feel relatively low. And my average time per kilometre wasn't that much different. So my effort level that I've put in for the 3k has been very similar. But hopefully, because I'm doing less and I feel good, and the tiredness and the soreness won't be as bad over the coming days, well then I'll be able to do some more. And that's the idea of trying to do these little incremental steps to try and form some good habits. So hopefully I'm going to keep checking back in, see how it goes, and see how many of these I can do per week, and then let's start building up and start adding some progressive distance towards it. So yep, I'll check back in next time I'm out. So that's day 3 done, and I feel pretty good still, which is a nice sign. What's interesting, but I guess not that surprising, is that my motivation levels are still high. The other day when I did that grueler and I felt awful, I kind of knew at the end of it, I'm not going to run for a few days now. I just don't. It was horrible. But I'm feeling pretty motivated now, and I reckon that I'll get up tomorrow morning and I'll think, great, let's go out and do it again. So let's keep going, let's keep plodding on, and and then we'll start adding a bit of progression soon. So that's day 5 now of doing this little 3k challenge, trying to remove the friction of going out, feeling knackered and then stopping for a long period of time. And it's working. I'm getting up in the mornings and I'm feeling motivated. Some days I'm a bit tired, but then that's just life, isn't it? We're only human. But I'm getting out of the house, I'm getting it done. And I feel like every day I'm just getting a little bit closer to feeling really, really comfortable, and then I'm gonna knock it up a pace. As we said at the start, this definitely isn't a personal training video. It's no way of saying this is a good way to train from a developing fitness or running skill, but it's definitely working for me to have brought it down in order to start getting into the habit of going out for a run, keep my motivation levels high. So let's see where it takes us. So does it? Well, on one hand, habits aren't built over a period of days. They're built over months and even years, and in some cases not even over a long time period like that. It's very easy to slip back into old ways. So long term, I'm not 100% sure. Short term, however, I know I feel a lot better. My legs feel good. When I finish my run, I don't feel as tired. My cardiovascular system doesn't feel as bad, so my heart rate and my breathing rate feel good. And I guess slightly more importantly is that I keep wanting to go. So every morning I get up and I go, great, I can go out and I can do that today. And my motivation levels are nice and high. So I guess only time's going to tell from my personal perspective on increasing my ability to get out for a run. So what does it have to do with adventure sport performance? Be that kayaking, climbing, mountain biking? Well, many of the people that Nick and I work with have goals, which is great. Some are physically demanding, like they want to do a major expedition. Others are linked to National Governing Body Award success. And others are to do with people who want more kind of specific things that relate to them, such as an improvement in their fitness levels, or something that's really common is an improvement in their flexibility. Well, I want you to consider this question because it may lead you on a journey to reaching some of these ideas. So what are your goals and what is the friction? Well, if you want to achieve that coaching or leadership award, what's getting in your way? Is it the time you spend on the water? Is it your opportunity to gain a variety of experiences in a multitude of environments? Or is it that you don't quite understand the assessment process? Whatever the barrier is, the first step is to identify it. In future videos, we'll look at reflection, so I don't want to talk too much about that right now. But being able to reflect and identify this friction could help to develop a strategy that will help you to overcome and achieve those goals. A really common goal we come across are people wanting to improve their flexibility and core strength. Well, there's no time like the present. Most of us have a little more time on our hands than normal, so why not try a spot of yoga from the comfort of your own home? I've added a link in the video description to a 20-minute video, which is all about a beginner yoga session, and then there's a shorter one if that's a bit too long for you, of only 10 minutes. I'm sure we've all got time for that. Remember, when we set goals for ourselves, we often just focus on outcome. Take time to actively map out the journey and plan how to overcome the friction which is slowing us down or even stopping our progress altogether. The process of identifying and overcoming these is a key part of your development, so let's embrace the challenge. If you do take the time to reflect on your goals and the possible friction there is, we'd love to hear about it, so feel free to comment below. If you also have any questions about the video, feel free to drop them in there too. If you like what you've seen and you want to see more videos like this, take a look at our Essential membership program. The link is also in the description below.